Hey you guys, it's your Thursday House the Witchy Dude. I apologize in advance. I will add a little bit of this week's topic, but this is just gonna be about peppermint. Okay, so peppermint, I know if you've subscribed to my channel, and you've already seen this probably, but peppermint itself isn't. Peppermint is a crossbreed between watermint and spearmint. Without those two, you wouldn't have ever had peppermint. Sorry. Peppermint is a stimulant and a relaxant, meaning you can help yourself to stay awake by applying the essential oil to your pupil, to your temples, or I guess the back of your neck too. But it's also relaxing, like if you have tea, peppermint tea, that will help you relax, help your body relax and get into that relaxive state. But generally, the tea is relaxant, and the essential oil is a stimulant. If you don't know what it looks like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's just kind of, you just get the leaf and then dry it and crumble it up. It's really good for if you're having digestive problems. If you need an astringent for whatever reason, whether it be for your face or whatnot, you can make one from peppermint, which will work really well. Mint tea is, mint tea is very good for, headaches derived from menstrual cramps, as well as you're also supposed to be able to get rid of a headache by sitting in a dark room and putting the leaves on your forehead, which I haven't tried that, but you never know. Some of its more known magical qualities would be that for protection and whatnot while you're traveling, healing, and strengthening your spells and whatnot. I also find it very good for purifying whatever you may need purified, whether it be yourself, a room, a house, a different person other than yourself. But it really brings you, when taking the tea, it really brings that relaxed feeling throughout your whole body. Excuse me. But now to this week's. So, different branches of paganism. So I know you have the Celtic side of it, which everything that I've learned about Celtics, Norse Celtic religion was, the different gods. There's Odin, the T1. Oh, I can't even remember. We're even learning about this in class. Anyways, most known one would probably be Odin and Thor, and most of the gods seem to have something to do with the lives that those people were living. They weren't completely uncivilized. They weren't civilized either. They lived in their own kingdoms. Well, depending on, in the beginning they had their own kingdoms. Finally, they had a full ruler, but they had their own kingdoms, and that really helped to kind of strengthen the belief, because when you have different kingdoms, you have wars going on between them, arguments, feuding, and you need those different gods to have aspects needed, and so a lot of them had different aspects within themselves for either battle or, what is that called? Peace, and just things that had to do with conflict between other kingdoms. Then you had your druid priests, which were said to be those of, now this is from a historical view, not from any magical book I've read. So if I'm wrong, just, or if you think I'm wrong, because obviously, from what we know so far, I'm not wrong, but you might have a whole different view on it. The Druids were the priests of the Celtic Norse religion. I don't know why I keep saying Celtic Norse religion. Norse Celtic religion, whatever you want to call it. They were the priests. They were a bit more mysterious. They don't have a lot of knowledge about them. They just thought of them as being a very high spiritual person, able to communicate with the gods more so than the average person. And you know, you have Stonehenge, which is still a big mystery. I mean, they can't for sure say it's anything because no one's here to tell us that. So, okay. See if I can find something about some of this. A lot of things I personally practice wouldn't be considered, I guess it would be considered paganism, but I take them from religions that most people wouldn't consider a pagan religion. I know there's Wicca, which by the Wiccan read, do harm none, do as you will, or somewhere beyond, somewhere like along that. And I think that's great. All those people who can do that, you know, that takes a real challenge not to hurt anyone. But I think a lot of people who say they follow the Wiccan read are more, in a spiritual sense, they don't hurt anyone, but they have no problem doing it face to face in an argument or even applying pain physically. So I think that sounds really, really mean. There is a small percentage of people who say they're Wiccan, but like, to be Wiccan, that's your guidelines as a Wiccan read, and not a lot of them. There are quite a few Wiccans I met who just disregard that completely, and I think that's kind of, when you're telling yourself you're a Wiccan to someone else, and they're seeing, and if you're one of those people who are very rude towards other people and stuff, saying you're a Wiccan, and then showing that you're that way is going to really confuse a person who doesn't know anything about Wicca, and is thinking that, wow, all of them are like this, all of them are rude and whatnot. Which isn't true. I mean, if you meet true Wiccan like Amethyst Moon, she won't hurt anyone. It's completely, it's just not in her. I can't even think of anything else, but I think that's enough for now. I don't want to go any farther and then have people like meeping at me. So, again, except for the Peppermint stuff, all of the stuff I just stated was mostly opinion, except for, you know, like the Celtic Norse stuff. That wasn't opinion. That was factual, and then opinion at the very end. So blessings, you guys, and yeah, blessings.